Welcome to a new part of Controversy Friday, and today I actually have to rush through that a bit because, oh my god, as you remember in the beginning of the week, I told you that my footage got lost. Well, not lost, but the battery of my microphone was empty, so everything that I filmed was unusable. And one of those videos was the Controversy Friday topic. And now it's Monday morning, it's 6 a.m. kinda, and I need to head off to work, but I want to film the Controversy Friday first. So let's rush through that a bit because we don't have a lot of comments actually, which is really surprising because I thought that this is a topic that more people think of, but maybe this is just a topic that more creators think of, but like normal people who use Instagram and YouTube and shit are not really thinking of this. And I've been thinking about this topic actually a lot lately because I think this discussion is on Instagram, I don't know, like at least every other month or so, where some of those luxury creator girlies is doing a bashing Instagram story like, oh my god, they shared my content without my permission, blah 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 blah. And before I head over to the comments, I wanna start a discussion. What do you think content creators try to achieve when they tag a brand in their posts? Because I feel like this is the other side of the story that we should talk about too in this case. So, for example, I can only talk about me, but I'm fairly sure that this is the case for most of them. When I tag a brand, my goal is that this brand kind of sees me, that they acknowledge me, that they see my work, and that they start being like, oh my god, that's such a talented girl, let's work with her. Do I still expect that brand to ask for permission? Or do I feel honored when they just share my content? And I think this is now here where the discussion splits a lot up. And that's just the brand side. Then we have these makeup news websites, or not websites, Instagram sites, for example, like Makeup on Your Radar. First of all, I love that site. I do take my content from my You Don't Need That Shits, sometimes from her side. A lot of the times I actually have the screenshot from the brand's Instagram account, but I also use those news websites. And Makeup on Your Radar is, in my opinion, a very specific account here. That's why I am calling her so directly, because she does something that no other makeup news website does. And that is, not only is she copying the pictures, like screenshotting and reposting them, she's copying the whole caption. She is copying the caption of the original post word by word down to the hashtags, and then she sometimes adds her own code at the end. And honestly, I don't like that. Because in this case, she's not doing this to spread news or so. She's, I'm sorry when I say it like that, that's lazy. That is lazy work. You get money out of lazy work by copying someone else's caption. Sorry, be more creative, and then your code is earned. And usually I wouldn't really think about this, but whenever, for example, there is a Nomad Cosmetics guessing game, if you don't know, they do have makeup palettes that are designed by certain travel destinations. And whenever they have a new release, there is a guessing game. You get 3 clues to guess the destination, and on each clue post, you have the chance to win the collection, the palette, whatever. But I just realized that whenever Makeup on Your Radar is reposting these, while I'm, by the way, questioning why is she reposting the guessing games? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Wait until the guessing game is over, then screenshot all the clues and then put it up as like, here we have a new sneak peek. That would be so much better. But she's reposting basically the guessing games, and the people guess the destinations underneath her post. Guess who will not participate in the giveaway from Nomad Cosmetics? Exactly those who commented on Makeup on Your Radar. So I'm sorry when I call her now out like that, because I really enjoy her Instagram page, but I just think that this is wrong. This is very, very wrong. If she would make clear, like, hey, this is the new guessing game, blah blah blah. Head over to Nomad Cosmetics to participate. Here are the clues, something like that, but not copying. I do feel sorry for the people who participate then on her site and just do not have a chance to win. And then copying the captions, for example, from a creator's post or from a brand's post, it doesn't matter, and then put your own code underneath. Sorry, that's very questionable. So please don't take this as bashing against her. I think this is a problem that is with a lot of those makeup news pages. They basically take pre-made content from others, and it doesn't matter if it's a brand or not, and then they slap their own code underneath and they make money out of something that has been done before. While a creator who's doing this, they are probably doing their own work, they're doing their own photos, looks, whatever, and then put their code on, which is fine to me. When you share also as a creator a brand's post on a certain launch in your stories though, and then slap your code on, I think that is fine. And when we go through the comments, I think a lot of people do agree with me on that. By the way, is that a bit intense? Yes, it fucking is. That was not the intention today, but now we're sitting here. By the way, the palette that I'm using is the Haggard Daughter of Satan that was very kindly sent to me in PR from them. So I scooched over a bit so I can put in the comments here, and we're starting with Instagram. And the first one says, I think it's okay as long as it's to share the info or a spotlight. If it's used to get sales / promote, then no. Love that. We're starting right off with what I said. Love that. I agree on this. Some of these are just to promote their own sales and they're not to highlight a certain launch. While with other posts, for example, let's stay just with makeup on my radar, she, for example, reposted the content from Freya with her new palette, the one with Shiriap, the floating life one, the red and black. But there she put in Freya's code for C Beauty Mall, so I just assume that she doesn't have a code with any other Asian resellers, so I guess that's why she put in the creator's code. Maybe I sound a bit harsh in this case, but you know, it's Controversy Friday. It is what we're doing here. This one is a German comment, so let me quick translate that for you. I think it's okay as long as the creator's tagged. It seems to be just okay between befriended creators. That last sentence I don't really understand. So what do you mean with befriended creators? Is it okay that I repost stuff from a friend and just tag her and just say, hey, and then buy it with my code? No, it still isn't. It's okay to share in your stories with a tag, but otherwise you should ask for permission. When we're heading into the YouTube comments, we will have a very interesting comparison between content creation and like photos and art that is shared on Instagram. That's going to be a very interesting discussion, but yeah, I think sharing again is okay. You know, there is just a difference between sharing something in a story, since a story vanishes after 24 hours, and having it permanently on your Instagram feed. And again, the question is, how should these makeup news pages act? Should they ask a brand for permission when they repost their stuff? Should they ask a creator for permission when they repost that stuff for info? Let's just not assume that they put their own code underneath. They just want to show off. And that is what happened. I think at the end of last year, there was this big war on Instagram going on between two of those luxury girlies and a makeup repost site. I don't even know the site anymore because that girl blocked me. But those two girlies basically kind of posted, I think, something from Dior, an upcoming collection or something like that. And the news site reposted that. And all of a sudden they started a war. Yeah, that is my photo. That is my picture. Like, why do you post it then on a public Instagram account? Let's be honest. And the ones who reposted that truly did it for information purpose. There was no like... I don't know, like money making out of it. Can you assume that they will get more followers? Yes, 100%. But what do you expect these makeup pages to do? The whole situation, though, could have been handled much, much better than by attacking each other in Instagram stories. That was very childish. The next one we have is quite short. It's really not, in my opinion. Valid comment, valid opinion, of course, but again, I just want to question now, what do you expect as a creator when you then tag a brand in your post? And I've seen this discussion so often, also on Reddit. And people were then like, yeah, but the followers want to know what you're using. Yeah, you can mention the brand without tagging them. You don't have to put the little @ sign before that. You can totally just write down the brand's name and the product. No need to mention them in a tag. So that argument, in my opinion, is not very valid. I have been reposted so far 2 or 3 times, I think. Once by Cleonad. They asked for permission. They wrote me a DM, asked, hey, we love this and that look. Can we please repost that? I was also once reposted from Slayfire Cosmetics. They didn't ask for permission, but they did not put sales in the spotlight. So when they reposted my look, they just wrote like, here is Ella wearing this and that glitter. Look how gorgeous it looks. So it was not so much a sales post, it was really just, hey, this is the glitter and this is what it looks like on her. Is that foundation shade too dark? I feel like since I tried the shade 0.1 Cameo on Tom Ford, my usual 0.3 Ivory Silk just does not look right to me. Looks way too yellow. Crediting the original creator is a polite thing to do if a regular person's reposts on stories. But if a makeup news channel reposts and put their own affiliate code, that's a no-no. Thank you for confirming my opinion on that. I totally agree with that. If a makeup page is reposting a creator's content, then at least put the creator's code underneath. Now let's head over to the YouTube comments, and they are a bit more intense, which is totally normal since with YouTube comments you can just write a whole novel underneath, and I love that people do this. So please never stop doing this. If they make money from it, they need to ask the OG creator, otherwise it's stealing. If it's just for sharing the info by a non-branded page, I like the approach to share just a bit, like if the post has 4 to 5 pictures, just sharing 1 or 2, and thanking the OG creator for more info is a polite way to share without stealing the spotlight after asking. I've seen someone comparing it to a drawing. An artist takes the time to make it and owns the copyright, thus you are not allowed to use it without paying for it. But a bad quality version, like a regular Insta quality, in a post with linking to the artist with tagging or writing on the picture is okay, as you don't make it seem that it's yours. Okay? It's time to realize that pictures are kinda art too, and what you post belongs to you and is not free of use. And let's be real, I've seen the Insta makeup release profiles showing off their luxury handbags, travel, etc. They make good money with this. They're not makeup enthusiasts doing it for fun and the love of makeup. Oh yes. Same for brand pages. Sharing something like, look at the stunning looks XYZ is fine, but not XYZ use these shoppable products. Because the first puts the creator in a spotlight, the second the products. Generally, don't be a real and just ask. I love your take on this. I really love this comparison with art, and you own the rights of your picture, and how these makeup news pages have just the talent, because of the nature of their repost, that it looks like this belongs to them. Like it looks that this is their content. And I, before your comment, never thought about the other side of this. The fact that these reposters are treated like, I don't know, like regular content creators, like those people who put a lot of effort and love in their posts, who just do the photos, who try to get the best lighting, you know, all that shit that is just belonging to this. And that they get rewarded too. They get PR, they get gifts, they have codes, they make money off of this. Is it in general harder to make money only on Instagram? Yes, 100%. Totally agree. But they get gifted these things. For example, Trendmood is regularly on kind of events. She's invited to those, I don't know, like brand events where I'm like, what is Trentwood really doing? She's posting stuff that she screenshots, but at least she puts the effort in and creates a new picture out of the screenshotted stuff. And then she puts her watermark on it, like ridiculous. But from that point of view, I totally agree with that. They cannot be compared to a content creator who's doing really content. By the way, I know that some people ask for this blush. This is the girl called, I think, Black Fume blush. And it looks nearly black, but it goes on quite pinkish. Oh, nah, not pinkish, maybe eggplanty. This is such a pretty blush color. Love it. Don't get me wrong when I bash makeup news sites. I am thankful for those sites because what they put in as work for the research should also be acknowledged. Yes, 100%. And a lot of creators, a lot of YouTube formats or TikTok formats or Reel formats, whatever, would not exist without these pages because nobody has the time to just scroll and check the whole day on those Insta brand pages to see what is new, what is not new, to scroll on Reddit the whole day, see what's leaked, what are people talking about. So I'm thankful for that. So I'm thankful for these websites. Why do I always say websites? I mean Instagram pages. But I'm honest with you, I personally make a big difference between those sites reposting a creator's content or those sites reposting a brand's content. The brand is doing content so that it gets shared. A creator is doing content for themselves. They want to have the followers, they want to have the engagement and whatnot. Brand does want to have engagement too, but a brand does not make a living out of social media. They make a living out of brand sales. And for brand sales, they need to have product shots and product swatches and showcasing. And if these showcases get then kind of shared on social media, that affects positively their sales. And another big difference is a brand that does product shots or something like that, people are paid. A content creator is not paid. They do this because they are makeup enthusiasts and they don't do this because the brand paid them. Yes, of course you can do paid content. I know that I think it was last year for the year before that. When was Samarian Sunset a thing? Not too sure. But when Samarian Sunset from Adept Cosmetics launched, I remember that they had an Instagram story up that they were looking for content creators, paid content creators that will create swatch videos and swatch photos for Adept Cosmetics. I think that is a whole different topic because then you get paid for the work. That is basically what the UGC creator is doing. If you've never heard of them, they have kind of a bad reputation amongst content creators because you can buy a UGC creator and they will advertise anything. They are basically just the video creator. They do not have a specific like topic in their content. They do everything that they get money for. I know that Angelica Ningquist once did a video on UGC creators, and I think her thumbnail or her video title was "These are not real creators" or real influencers or whatsoever. I never watched the video, so I don't know what the whole opinion of her is on that. Personally, I think a UGC creator has they have their places in the community, but I wouldn't call them like part of these communities. They're just paid employees at the end of the day. But with the difference that they are not like permanently hired for a brand, they can be booked like freelancing. They do freelance content, that's what it is. But you know, a real content creator is not a freelancer for a brand. They maybe even bought the products with their own money. So yes, I completely get why you want to be asked for permission. So this comment is really interesting because this is from one of my friends on Instagram who is a big creator. I think she's currently at 15K or over 15K. Let me know. I think you are You're on the road to 20K, definitely. And she wrote, this one got me. At the very least, contact needs to be made and ask for permission. I feel very strongly about this, especially after a certain large account reposted my content recently without reaching out to me. As you well know, they were then called out for doing so and deleted their post. Yes, I remember that. And I was also one of those persons who commented, hey, did you ask her for permission? And maybe I'm the hypocrite here. No, not maybe. I am the hypocrite here because usually I would not really care for that. But since she's my friend, I of course asked them, hey, did you ask her for permission? Because I was 100% sure that they didn't. I don't even remember what page it was. Help me, please. I think creators have different boundaries as to if they'd be happy for something to be reposted. Most of the time, I chose to say no, unless it's a brand that I have built a good relationship with over time, especially if my work is being used to essentially advertise a product. Creators generally work very hard and deserve not only recognition but compensation of some kind. This is a very, very interesting and important part of this topic because I personally think we just need to make a difference between how is it reposted. Is it, as some of you already pointed out in the comments, reposted for a spotlight, or are they using your post to advertise something? If they use your post to advertise something, first of all, permission, yes, 100%. And second of all, you need to get money for this. Personally, I don't agree that being reposted results in more followers, etc. The times I've been reposted, it's made zero difference. 100% agree. For me, it also didn't make any difference. I know certain brands' accounts think we should be grateful for showcasing our work. I think that's bullshit in the majority of instances, and that often they could be taken advantage of creators. In summary, if you want to repost someone's work, be polite and just ask. I also agree on this. First of all, the times I was reposted also didn't see a big increase of followers. So yeah. It does not make a big difference. So the argument of brands that we should be thankful is just bullshit. If we're mean girls today, we could also say it's the other way around. The brands should be thankful for us to choose their products in the market of millions of products to choose from. But we are not such mean girls. Not always. Sometimes we are, but not always. And honestly, I can't feel honored for a brand that reposts me, but I can feel even more honored if they offer me some kind of payment to do this. You know, that brands can pay your posts. If you have never heard about this, this is a very, very common thing that happens. If a brand takes the time and asks for my permission and also offers me a piece of the cake and say, hey, we would like to buy your post and pay you for the content that you did, that is very honorable too. In case you didn't know, this happens actually. So you can do a video, a short, a reel, a photo, whatever, and then a brand finds that video and says, hey, we like your content so much, we want to buy this video from you. Even though this initially was not an ad, you now get money for that video. That is, by the way, the reason why some of these bigger content creators on TikTok always sugarcoat, why they always crawl up brands' asses. I think the biggest example for this is just Glamzilla. And since we already touched that topic, I then also want to question brands who are specifically looking for those overly positive reviews and then decide, hey, we're buying this looks trustworthy. What's wrong with your marketing team? This one is going to be very controversial. Thank you for putting this in here. Instagram is a public forum, and as long as the creator is credited and tagged, it's fine. An Instagram post is not some secret diary under one's pillow. It's meant to be engaged with. Engaged, yes. But sharing without asking for permission, that photo that I took? No, that's not engagement. That is trying to get engagement for your own account, but that's not engaging with the content creator. As said a couple times earlier, if that engagement is posting that in their stories and tagging, that is completely fine. But reposting, That's not engagement. B, if a creator gets early access, i.e. PR from a cosmetic company, the purpose is to benefit the brand, not the content creator, unless there is a contract for paid content. So it's totally fair if another channel who does not receive PR to reference the original creator by way of screenshots, etc., as long as they're credited. The original creator may feel upset because perhaps their affiliate code will not be used in that case, but if they are one of the lucky ones to get PR, they should realize they are getting those products to spread the word about them, not to gatekeep. Oh, I agree and disagree at the same time on this. So what I agree with here in this comment is definitely the fact that when a makeup news website is using this for reference and is posting screenshots of that, that is completely fine when they do not receive that PR. I think that is completely okay. I also agree on the fact that content creators' discount code might not be used in there, that they feel upset. I don't think that people feel upset because of that. What people upsets is the fact that these makeup news websites screenshot content from somebody else and then put their own code underneath. That is not okay. And when a creator gets PR, of course this is for the brand. PR is not a gift from the brand. PR is business. PR is a business expense for the PR and is a business income for you as a creator. You have to put it down to the text at the end of the year that this is part of your income. But I do not agree that they gatekeep. No creator gatekeeps their stuff. Of course, the creator wants that people see what they posted to get engagement on their post. So we are referencing back now to the point A that you wrote. Engagement does not mean screenshotting and reposting. That's not engagement. Even if you credit them, that's not engagement. That is straight up stealing. You know, when I get PR from a brand and I am allowed to post that PR before the official launch, I would not be mad when a makeup news website is using my posts. But if they then just slap on their discount codes, then I would get mad. If they just share it and then be like, thank you to Alagram for the info, for the news, for the photos, for whatever, that is completely fine. They do not have to put then my code underneath, but just don't use your code. I think that is just the big difference between reposting like this for a spotlight and reposting to just, I don't know, like to push your own sales with a code. I may not see the full picture because I'm not an actual content creator, but my honest opinion is that I don't really see the problem as long as the creator is tagged. I feel very flattered if someone shares my stuff. Though no brand should use only shared content, main focus should be made by brands, workers, or creators they are paying for. Otherwise, they are letting other people do their job for free. That is also very, very valid. And what we said earlier, if a content creator is putting work in, creating content, doing this and that, and you then as a brand use that without asking them and even making sales because this creator is just very good at creating swatch videos or so, no. That's not okay. You are stealing content to promote your own sales as a brand. I, by the way, also felt very flattered when Slayfire Cosmetics reposted my stuff. They very often repost me, like not in their feed, but they do very often repost my pictures in their story, which is completely fine. I think as long as the original creator is tagged, it's perfectly fine. Instagram is a social media platform, it's not private. It's a public space that is meant for sharing photos. That's my immediate reaction, but I could be wrong. I don't understand what it's like to use Instagram to generate income. I can see how someone else making money off your hard work would feel maddening. Absolutely valid. And I love that you are questioning yourself here and being like, hey, I might do not see the real impact that this has. Just imagine you are crafting something. You are, I don't know, maybe you're good at doing clothes or you can do jewelry or something like that. And then you sell this maybe, or you gift this. Let's just say you gift this to somebody and they are selling this as their own. Or even gifting this to someone and then they are selling this and say, hey, this was made by this and that. They very kindly gifted this to me, so now I'm selling it to make money. That is basically the same. And it's not okay. It's really not. I don't know how I feel about my crease today because I barely do this harsh line on the inner part, but it's kind of cool. Well, I'm not a creator, but if I was and a brand reposted my stuff without asking and or asking after the fact, I'd be pretty pissed. They're making money off of my content. Where's my cut? Makes me think of the situation with Lunar Beauty when the poor creator had her stuff shared by them on the page with no ads up or asking, and they were making tons of sales. But she wasn't even gaining followers or getting engagement on her own page. It was all on Lunar Beauty. So from what I remember, I wasn't paying that much attention to it because it's well many, so no surprises to me in that aspect. I don't know, I just think it's disrespectful, but it is social media, and if it's available to public, people will still copy it. Goes for other communities as well, especially the arts and crafts community. I'm probably going way off topic. In the end, I think these brands should ask first out of respect for the creator. I remember that Lunar Beauty thing. I do not follow Lunar Beauty. I'm not a fan of Manny, like in general. I don't care what he has done or what he has said. I just don't like him as person. I tried to watch a couple videos years ago when he was still like the thing on YouTube. But I just couldn't get along with his personality. But that's a different thing. But I remember that they reposted the work of a creator. They didn't ask for permission. They made a lot of sales because it was very good content, and that creator just saw nothing. Thanks, by the way, at this point to pages like T-Spill or Angelica Olds, who are always researching this and then just covering all the facts in their videos about the latest YouTube drama and TikTok drama. I just would not have the time to keep up with all the drama, but they do this, and I love you for that. And I love that you also said that this is amongst other communities too. Do you all know the channel Lad Bible? They do often cover like viral videos and shit. I don't know what their exact purpose is. I just see their stuff on TikTok sometimes. And I just very recently saw a video from an artist. He's doing art with the big rings, like very big hula rings, and it's light there, and he's just attached there. And then he's doing like sports and arts and creative like dancing with this. It's very, very nice. It's so soothing, kind of. I love people who are doing this. It's just beautiful. And he posted a email from them where they ask if it's okay that they share their shit, and of course credit the creator, like, here we want to post that and provide your content to millions of followers, and we will of course tag you in that. And he was very, very openly criticizing the fact that they don't want to buy this, or they don't want to like pay him maybe for an interview or something like that. They just want to copy his content, post it, and just get clout for this. And then he can probably hope that some of those followers from Lad Bible come over to his channel. I think it's very clear that he declined that. So I want to end the video with an example of how you can work together with a brand. And I'm not saying this because I got PR from them and I have a code with them. It's really off topic here in this makeup, but I'm talking about Hanix. I have done now 2 videos and a post for them, and it's contact lenses. They contacted me, I don't know, like a month ago or maybe a bit longer ago, asking if I would love to do this. They wanted to send me 3 pairs of their contact lenses that I was able to choose by myself in exchange for a video and photos. I could have asked for money, I guess, so maybe that's on my side that I didn't do this, but at that point I felt like, hey, that's really cool. This was the first time a brand reached out for me for a deal like that in the makeup space. So I said, yes, I do this. And for me, on my side, it was actually like logical that when I post this, they will use this. But they still ask for my permission. Like the girl that I was talking to from Hanix, her name's Chrissy, she's awesome. They just basically asked after my post, been like, hey, we would love to use this for our own socials. Is it okay if we share your content? I was like, yes, I actually was expecting that this is part of the deal, because they even had like rules how my content has to look like, not what I have to say, but one of the rules was we need to see one eye without and one eye with the lines, and at its best even seeing you putting them in, which I then did in the second video. Also, the way Cleona did this, they contacted me via DM. They sent me my own post and wrote, hey, we love that post. Can we repost that and share it? And I said yes to this, but then I haven't seen anything in a month or so. But then, I don't know, like 2 months or so later, they actually reposted me, tagged me, and guess how many followers I got from that? Like none. But I felt honored and flattered that Cleonat is liking my content. I do agree on the fact that reposting without asking for permission, when you do then sales off of that repost, is just not cool. If it is just to highlight, to spotlight something, I think we can all agree that it is okay for those makeup news websites. But for brands, again, it's kind of a different thing. But I want to highlight the other side of this too, the way how affected content creators are dealing with this. The creators that are starting a riot in their Instagram stories are, in my opinion, just as bad as the brands. At the end, on both sides, creator, brand, or the third side, makeup news, it's all a question of how this is handled. So thank you so much for all the opinions on this topic. It's very interesting that there are not a lot, so I am quite sure that this is just something that more creators just think about and not so much consumers of that content do think about. But thank you as always for these comments. They're always very, very helpful. I love how you are sharing your point of view with me. And if you now just have some opinions or you didn't participate on that and you want to share your opinion, please do that in the comments. If you, for the next Controversy Friday, want to share your opinion before the video to be featured in here, then make sure you are subscribed or follow me on Instagram, because I do post these questions here on the YouTube community tab, but also in the Instagram stories with the question sticker, so you can also answer there. Just in general, every opinion is allowed. I don't have to agree with you always. You don't have to agree with me always, but we're all adults and we can just work with the opinions of different people. And the more different opinions we get, the more we allow us to just consume other point of views, the more we as persons can grow and learn. So to the person who I more so disagreed with her opinion, then please do not take this as an offense, but I'm sure you won't, because you just know that we are a very open community here, and I myself, I accept every opinion. Also, I do not agree with all of them. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and if you don't want to comment because you don't have an opinion on that topic, you can either comment now your idea on the next Controversy Friday, or comment lip oil. So thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next one.